Well, good morning, my friends. We have had a little change in plans. I was not planning on flying or really going anywhere outside of Florida and Georgia for about a month or two, and had an emergency. Daze with Jordan the Lion, it begins right now. Hello, my friends. Yeah, unfortunately, got some bad news. And this is not, obviously not one of those videos I ever wanted to make or thought I would have to make or anything. But yeah, I found out yesterday that a very good close friend of mine who I've been friends with in Los Angeles for, I think we're going back to 2008. He posted that he has stage 4 cancer, and he didn't know it. And unfortunately, he is now in the fight for his life. He has stage 4 colon cancer. So basically what he was telling me was that, and this is just kind of one of those, man, he's only like 2 or 3 years older than me. His name's Will. And Will, ever since I met Will, he was a single father when I met him, and just one of the nicest, coolest guys. And he used to take his son Daze, who's been in my vlogs, ever since he was 2 years old. He was taking him to Dodger games and giving him the experiences that Will never got as a child. And I met them when I started going to Dodger games, and we became really good friends, and we started hitting up all of the public autograph signings together. And then we started traveling to see the team in San Francisco and San Diego, and we would do all kinds of road trips together. I remember one year we were so obsessed that when spring training came around, the pitchers and catchers had reported, and we read about it, and I was working a night job at the time where I got off at 4 in the morning, and I remember texting him and said, I know this sounds crazy, but I'm thinking when I get off work in the morning, this was probably 11 at night, that I'm just gonna drive to Arizona. And he said, Deuce and I'll go with you. I said, really? He said, yeah, send me a text when you're getting off work and we'll just come by and pick us up and we'll go with you. And we did. So those memories are very special to me, especially because a lot of the time that I lived in Los Angeles, there were a lot of years I couldn't afford to travel or go visit my family for the holidays, and he made me a part of his family's holidays. I was invited to several family members' birthday parties yearly. I was invited to Easter every year, these big fiestas, and it was just like, just to make me such a part of the family was just made him a real close friend to me. And I always just, always wanted to see Will have a great life because of, how great of a father he was and everything. And he lived in Los Angeles up until, even after I left, and then decided, during COVID to move to Arkansas. And so sadly, what has now happened is he was telling me that right around September, he noticed that he was having trouble eating. He said every time he would eat, he would get sick. And to a point where he just quit even bothering to eat because he knew if he ate anything, it was going to come back up. And I guess he was telling me a month or so, maybe even 2 months had went by, and he had some visitors, some friends and family come out to visit him, and they made a comment about how thin he had gotten. He was always a heavier guy, just like me. We were always bigger guys. And they noticed that he was not looking good, and he was telling me like he was waking up and he wouldn't even eat and he would be getting sick. And so he went to the emergency room eventually and told them what the issue was and everything. And I guess they did a CT scan, and they gave him a printout and said, here, take this to your doctor and they can advise you what to do next. And he said, I've only lived out here for like a year. I don't have a doctor yet. What I don't know what to do. And they gave him a phone number, and they said, here, call this and this number and make an appointment, and if they want to take you on, they will. And he's like, if they want to? Like, yeah, they don't have to take you if their client roster is too big. So he was like, didn't know really what to do, but he said as he was walking out, he looked down and read the paper and saw that it said colon cancer believed, also possibly kidney cancer, or whatever. There were actually two different things, and he said his heart just dropped. And he said they waited for a call back from the doctor that they were referred to, and they never received a call. So they went back to the ER again because he said it was just, the pain was unbearable. He said he got to a point where he's always ridden a motorcycle, and he said he can't ride his motorcycle anymore because he doesn't trust himself to have the strength to hold it up. That is not the Will I know, but he when he went back to the ER the second time, he explained to them, you know, that he had been there before and had the paperwork, and said, you know, we haven't been able to get in touch with this doctor. Can you give us like some guidance or something, you know? And that's when the nurse read over his paperwork, or whoever it was, and said, from what I'm reading, you have stage 4 cancer, and if you don't do everything that we tell you to do right now, you have 2 weeks to live. He's a father of 2, a husband, and man, so he said that they took him immediately in and started x-raying him and everything. They found out that he had a blood clot in his intestine, and that was what was causing him to get sick. He said basically every time the food or anything that he would eat would would go in and hit that point, that it would cause him to get sick. So they had to remove the blood clot. And then the next morning, which I guess would have been not yesterday but the day before, he started his first chemotherapy treatment. And when he let his friends know that this was going on, I called him and, you know, just wanted to see how he was doing and everything. And you know, just I think in life sometimes people mean so much to you that you never think that they'll get sick or anything will happen. And he's like a brother to me. So when I saw that he was, you know, in this position, I said I gotta go visit him. So that's what we're doing. Where he got discharged from the hospital yesterday, and has done his first round of chemotherapy treatments, and actually got, you know, sent home. So he's resting at home, and we're gonna fly out now and go visit him, and hopefully cheer him up and give him some company for a couple of days. We're gonna be there for 3 or 4 days, and maybe we'll find something to vlog or whatever while we're there, but that's like not a real priority. I just, you know, would ask you all for your prayers. You know, he's actually one of the only people I know that when they sit down to eat every meal, they still say a prayer and they still say their blessings and stuff. So when I told him I was coming, I said, is there anything I can bring you? Is there anything you want? He just said prayer. So, you know, please everyone say a prayer for my pal Will, and we're gonna go board the flight and go visit him now. So with all of that being the case, and you know, at the time that he told me and that I booked the flight, I didn't know if he would be home or not. I made arrangements for some of my friends to watch Jaw while we're gone for a couple of days, so he's in good hands. All right, we got to take the tram to the terminal. He just found out he got this diagnosis like a week ago. I mean, I can't even imagine what it's like to be hit with that, you know, and only know, you know, only able to cope with it for a week so far. Yeah, this pretty awesome little aquarium inside the airport. Kill the time watching beautiful fish like that. I'm flying with Breeze Airway. I've never heard of them, but the seats are actually nice. I'm kind of shocked. I thought this would be like a dumpy airline, but no. And oh yeah, Bentonville, home of Walmart. You can see old Sam Walton's truck right here. This is for the Walmart Museum. Well, you look good, buddy.
I'm feeling a lot better than I was, man.
You know, we've been friends, we were talking about 15 years, man. I think of you as a brother, honestly, and broke my heart when I found out what you found out. But when I got here and saw that you have a real positive attitude, and you said you had a blood transfusion, you feel better, it made me feel a lot more hopeful.
Blood transfusion.
How you feeling now, man, after your first chemo?
The chemo really kicked my butt. Blood transfusion helped a lot.
And you were telling me you because you're not even 50, they always recommend like a colonoscopy, but you say get it earlier.
They're saying 45, but with my family history, it's been my grandfather, my grandmother, my mom. So Levi's gonna have to do it early, like 35.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we got a lot of people praying for you, so I was hoping we can get more people praying for you. And
I appreciate it.
I thought it was kind of crazy. You were telling me one of the side effects for the chemo about when you like cold things. You want to tell them what happens when you...
I didn't believe it, but I read it, and it said, I love ice cold water. So when you drink it, it shocks your mouth. It's like it electrocutes your mouth all the way through, and it's just a weird feeling that
That's
I've
crazy.
never really experienced before.
Now you have that hooked up to your arm. What can you explain what that's all about that you got to deal with?
This is called a PICC line. I'm going to be getting my chemo treatments through there. They draw my blood through there. It goes through here, down here, and straight into the main into my main artery, and straight to whatever they got to start fighting.
How many more treatments did they tell you that you have, or is it just kind of they see how it goes? And
she said as far as I am, I'm not curable, but I'm treatable. So far I'm going to be doing every 2 weeks.
Okay.
And more they came today and they said your medication is going to go up. I'm going to need pain pills. I will be in pain. Don't let myself suffer. I'm just going to do whatever it takes.
Yeah, all we can do is just, you and I were saying, leave it in God's hands and pray on it and hope.
Yeah, that's all I can do.
So everybody please say a prayer for Will. And I personally feel like I have no doubt, man, you and I are going to be doing stuff for years like we have. So
yeah.
It's just a little bit of a roadblock, but
The day that I had to see the doctor, I was really bad. She told me I had 2 weeks. I said, but that morning I threw up 3 times, 1 time in the hospital. I was gone. She don't know how strong I am, man. I got this.
That's what I say.
I got too much stuff to still experience.
Yeah,
I got my boys.
We got a lot of trips and a lot of baseball to see too, dude.
Got a lot of places to go.
We haven't even ridden motorcycles yet together, man.
I know.
All right, buddy. I'm going to be hanging out with you for a couple of days, and we're just going to keep praying on it. Have everybody pray for you.
I appreciate it from everybody.
Day to you. Happy birthday, dear Sylvia. Happy birthday to you. None of us are going pro on the birthday singing.